there, it's Kira, and I have a process video to show you guys, but I first wanted to come on here and show you these cool dies that were sent to me by Spellbinders. So I've got two die sets here. This one here is the Floribunda Rose etched dies. And it comes with all of these pieces here, and then this set over here is the Bee Blossom etched dies, and I'll link where you can find these dies down below in the description. But I wanted to come on here and kind of talk a little bit about them because they're both pretty dimensional dies, and I made a few of the roses here so you can kind of see what they look like. You see how dimensional they are. Aren't they awesome? I'm so obsessed with them. I made quite a few. I didn't know what I wanted to do for this project, so I just kind of started playing around with the dies, seeing what I liked, and I love them, but I wanted to see if I could kind of modify these dies to work on a scrapbook layout, since that's typically what I work in is scrapbook layouts. I don't do a whole lot of off-the-page projects, and I work in a smaller size album, so I don't do a whole lot of like super dimensional things. So I wanted to see if I could modify these dies to work in a scrapbook layout. So I think I'm going to work with these ones here, the Bee Blossom dies, and yeah, I'll just get right to it. I'm going to speed this up so you guys can watch the process faster, and I'll tell you exactly how I'm modifying these dies to work in a scrapbook layout. All right, so first things first, we're gonna go ahead and cut all of our papers out with our dies. I'm using some cardstock warehouse papers. I'm using like this lighter pink color, magenta, and then chartreuse is the green color that I'm using. And I just cut out a bunch. I didn't really know what placement I wanted with them or how I wanted to use the dies. So I just cut them out and I'm kind of just scattering around the page to see if it's there's kind of a look that I wanted to go for, or see what kind of design I wanted to do. And you know, I'm liking how it's looking. That's not how it's going to end up looking on the page at the end, but I definitely like the direction this is heading in. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of color to my petals on my flowers, and then also to the leaves. So I'm just using some Copic markers. I did a darker marker first, and then did a lighter marker on top, and just went from the center of the flower out towards the end of the petals. I didn't do anything, you know, precise. You just want it to kind of look like it's natural, I suppose. So yeah, I think that it looked really cute after I did the marker on there. And I kind of skipped over a lot of this because you didn't need to see me marking up all of my petals and all of my leaves. And then once I finished that, I decided to break apart the flower. So when you're using this die, if you're going to be using it as it's intended, I suppose, you'll want to keep it together and you'll create sort of this dimensional flower from the dies. But I wanted to use it as to kind of create a floral embellishment on my page. So I tore each petal off, and you'll see how I'll put together the flower on the page in a minute here. Since I did want to just get right to sticking my flowers on there and creating my flowers, I just stuck my my picture just directly onto the page here, and then you'll see how I build up the flowers over here. When I just did like the largest petal first and kind of built it from there. And just keeping kind of to the look of the flower. I didn't change, you know, a whole lot of how the flower is actually supposed to look. And then there's the little centerpiece. What is that in a flower? A stymon, I believe. So I went ahead and I cut those pieces off too and glued them to the center of the flower. And you'll see me do that here. I did a couple, because you'll see more flowers that I make here in a minute. But some of them, the little centerpieces, are from the magenta cardstock, and then some of them I actually colored with the Copic markers to kind of match that center color of the flower, which was pretty much magenta too, but just to give it a little bit of a different look. And I'm just trying to figure out placement of my leaves, figure out how I want them on the page. I definitely wanted kind of a focal point on this page with the photo, and then I'll build some more flowers over on my journaling page on the side. So this layout is about my son, Jonathan. He is 7 years old, and he loves nonfiction books. We had a really hard time getting him to like kind of enjoy reading, and I naively assumed that all kids would like fiction books. So we tried, a few different kinds of fiction books, and he does like to read some fiction books, but his teacher suggested that we maybe try a different genre of book for him, and suggested maybe some nonfiction books. And so we started buying some nonfiction books for him, and he loves them. He loves to learn. He just loves absorbing any information that he can. So right now we are reading through a national park book. And I don't know if you can see on the photo, but there's a picture of these flowers that are found in one of the national parks in this book. And I thought they looked really similar to this flower die. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. I can use these flowers on this page about my son reading about these national parks. And you can kind of see the flowers in the pictures. And I just thought it worked really well for this. So that's why I'm using these flowers on this page, and why they're colored the way that they're colored, because I wanted them to kind of match the picture in the book there. So you can see I used the stem on the left-hand side as well, and I added some little pieces of magenta to the stem as well, just to give it a little bit more pop of color. And then on the right-hand side, you can see that I built some more of those flowers. And I just did it the same way that I did the first one, so I sped it up a little bit because I didn't think that you guys needed to see me do that 3 more times. And same with the leaves, I just kind of glued them to the page. I folded up basically anything I felt like would have naturally been a dimensional element on a flower. I folded up. So the petals are folded a little bit, the leaves are folded a little bit, just to give it a little bit of dimension, but not too much that I wouldn't be able to put it in a page protector. So I added my title. I just used some thickers and titled it Read More. And then I thought it would be cute because my son, because he loves to learn so much, he also loves to teach. And he's always asking us, did you know? And then he'll give us some random fact that he learned that day. And so I decided to add a little did you know fact on this page. So that's what's down below that I'm kind of embellishing right now, is a little fact. It says, did you know that 40% of children prefer nonfiction books? So this is just a little fact that I got online, and I just thought it was cute for this page, and I thought that Jonathan would really get a kick out of it when he looked at this layout. So added that. I did some leaves around there as well, since I did back the fact with some of the pink paper. I wanted to bring in some more of that green paper. I brought in this puffy sticker. I thought I was going to use the light pink one, but I wanted to bring in more of that magenta up top. So I switched it out for a magenta puffy sticker. And then I'm just going through and just using some enamel dots to kind of finish off the page. When I'm using something like this where I'm hand making an embellishment, I don't like to add too many other embellishments to my page because I really want those flowers to make a statement. So I love the look that enamel dots add, and that it just gives it a little something extra. So that's it. I'm done. I will have some close-ups here for you guys to check out. If you have any questions, leave in the comments below, and I'm so happy that you joined me today. Have a great day. Bye.